I was just reading through the comments section in following my previous video, which was terrorism at Bondi and Gaza. And I came across an interesting statement or a question, really, that was asked of me that someone made. And I thought I'd respond to it because it did make me think. And that's the beauty about comments. And I would suggest if you've got a comment to make, please make it below. Also, remember to subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything. But the comment was waiting for Tony to come up to a solution after Israel was attacked. Put up a white flag and disarm. What would happen then, Tony? And when I was thinking about it, before I read the subsequent comments that came after that, which were quite good, I couldn't help but think that if that was me, I would want to do what the Liberal Party, the Jewish community, or some of the Jewish community, not all of, but certainly some of the Jewish community would have wanted, and others in the community on the right to have done. And that was to wonder why and to investigate why it happened in the first place. I don't think it's unreasonable to take an introspective view of whatever happens in one's life, generally, in politics, whatever, and if there are results which are damaging, harmful to you or to others, think about, if you're in a position of power and control, what is it that brought that about in the first place? And I think that is something that the Israeli government and Netanyahu, who is a psychopath and a narcissist, is just incapable of doing. In other words, their hatred for Palestinian people in general is so intense that they're simply incapable of sitting back and saying, what have we done? Because what they have done has been decades in the making. And as I've said 1,000 times before, no excuse for what Hamas did. No excuse for what, as I said today in my post, to what the terrorists did at Bondi. But the demand for answers is something that's come thick and fast from the right of politics, Sky News in particular. And yet this questioner was suggesting to me that there isn't another solution. Well, if you're on that side of politics, you should understand that seeking reflection to run a range of investigations into what has happened is an appropriate step. Not to blame people, not to become antagonistic and hateful yourself, but to seek solutions to a problem which you may have created. And I can accept that anti-Semitism, as horrible as it is something that has been looming for a long, long time, perhaps catalysed by what happened on October the 7th, 23, but it's been in the air, unfortunately, for hundreds of years. And people have bought into it. And it's wrong. But in terms of what could have been done on October the 7th, as opposed to wiping out a group of people that you simply have learnt to hate, it would have been better to have contemplated where your hate sits, why it's there in the first place, and whether continuing a fight that wipes out and decimates a hunk of land over which you have had control basically for decades, and then wonder why those people became so upset that they decided to commit a terrorist attack. That is no excuse for what the guys did in Bondi. But it is the answer to the question that I was asked. Waiting for Tony to come up to a solution after Israel was attacked, put up a white flag and disarm, not suggesting that at all, what would happen then, Tony? I'm not suggesting that you do that. I'm suggesting that one should reflect. It's as simple as that. The things that you're asking, this person would be asking the Labor Party to do, I'm suggesting that perhaps is the solution. And so we need to ask ourselves, why wasn't Israel able to do that? What prevented them from reflecting on what they had done that caused the attack on October the 7th? And interestingly enough, why didn't they act on the information that they had that an attack was imminent? Is another question one could ask. And they probably had more information about what was happening in Gaza than we did in a couple of guys' kitchen organising what they were going to do Sunday last week. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Just wanted to make that comment, and just let me know. In the meantime, take care.